This is your window into the Rider world. The Rider News and 107.7 The Bronx present the Rider News Roundup, the podcast. Our hosts Caroline Haviland, Grace Bertrand, and Ben Shinault are standing by and ready to give you insight on the stories and important events you need to know about. This is the Rider News Roundup, the podcast.
Hi guys, welcome back to our final episode of the semester. I am one of your hosts, former executive editor, Grace Bertrand, and I'm joined by
former managing editor, Caroline Haviland.
Former sports editor, Ben Shinault.
Yes.
And former multimedia editor, Yanwal Santos.
I always forget about Yanwal. I'm so sorry.
Thanks, guys.
so sorry. Well, you might be wondering who are these extra people in the room with us. Well, we are joined by your incoming podcast host for next semester that you will see. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm Samantha Clark, incoming executive editor.
I'm Cal Sutton, incoming managing editor.
And I'm Joshua Uhas, the incoming sports director.
And next to me, I have the wonderful Abby Ray as the incoming multimedia editor of the Rider News.
Yes. Abby gets a special introduction. She's going to be behind the camera.
Yes,
but
most important job.
Yes, she does all of the hard work.
Of course, all of it.
Yeah, guys, this is our last episode of the semester. So how does it feel?
It's honestly very bittersweet. I'm excited to see all of you here, but it's sad that this is our last one. Yeah.
We've had a lot of fun.
And don't start crying. Oh my God. That's probably why you were late today, because you were just crying.
I couldn't bring myself to do it.
Yeah.
I couldn't bring myself to do it.
I know. It's really hard
Yes,
for you.
this podcast has been a pain sometimes.
It has.
It's been a pain.
Yeah, for you.
Especially for me, all the hard work I've had to put in. But I'm going to miss it, Yeah. It's been some fun times with you guys.
We got the opportunity
peeps.
to just yap for an hour. Yeah. Well, you're going to get to live it. We have a very packed episode this week since it is our last one. So we should just get right into it. This pretty tough week for news this week. We're going to have Sam take it away.
Okay, so getting right into the thick of it, in news this week, Rider sociology professor Richard Zidane was let go from the university after concerns arose on Zidane's behavior on campus with another individual. The speculation came after a recording surfaced, and his departure from Rider was announced in an April 17th email from Provost Kelly Beidel. Although Beidel did not reveal the reasoning behind his leave, she told Rider News that when the administration was made aware of the situation, they took action swiftly. Zidane declined comment to the Rider News for the story. He was also an at-large member of the university's faculty union chapter, and when asked for comment on the situation by the president of the chapter, Professor Maria Villalobos-Buhner, there was another decline for comment. The story is still developing and will be updated, so stay tuned, but you can check out my story written in our April 22nd edition or by going to theridernews.com.
Yes. Okay, now in more lighthearted news, Rider's Student Model UN team took a trip to the Big Apple for the National Model United Nations Conference on the week of April 6th for 5 days, which is sort of a yearly tradition for Rider. And this year they walked away with the Outstanding Delegation Award, the highest award of the conference, for the 17th time. To celebrate their success, a debrief teach-in was held on April 14th in Swigert Hall to give each delegate the chance to share their experiences at the conference and their preparation that goes into leading up to the event. Each year prior to attending, the team members are paired off into committees that pertain to different topics ranging from economic development and environmental protection to international security and human rights. Every Model UN team at the conference represents a different country, and this year Rider got to represent Bolivia. In addition to the Outstanding Delegation Award, Rider's Model UN team also took home 2 peer delegate awards to Senior Political Science Major Lady Baldian, alongside Senior Political Science Major Eloise Jones, as well as Sophomore English Major Sophia Santiago and Senior Political Science Major Ben Collins. Now, Sophia is our features editor, so I'm selfishly extra proud of her for doing this and winning that award. I just think she's so cool. She missed the Rider News for that 1 week and doing this, and it was just crazy. I don't know how people even attend these conferences and do these things. So anyways, I'm amazed at her. But you can read all about Rider's victory run at the Model UN conference in the story Caroline wrote in the April 15th edition on theridernews.com. And lastly, to wrap up news one last time for this semester, I wanted to touch on a recap of President Loyak's first year of his term at Rider. Caroline, Cal, Sam, and I were able to sit down with him for an interview and ask him about the obstacles he's had to overcome and the achievements he was able to make along the way this past year. First coming into the job with Rider standing at a $21.8 million financial deficit, Loyak had to quickly come up with lasting solutions to years-long debt, a challenge that was kind of brushed aside by administrations in the past. Loyak touched on the pride he felt in the March Sustainability Plan and the results being better than the projected numbers back when the plan was first made, which is good news to hear. The tough climb out of debt was largely aided by other deals the university was able to make outside of the mass faculty layoffs and the scholarship cuts that were originally in the plan. On February 24th, Rider sold 2 plots of land to Mercer County commissioners and entered into a facilities and services agreement with them, leading the university into a $10 million deal with Mercer County. Loyak explained that cash flow went into paying off Rider's large debt. Other major accomplishments within his first year, Loyak pointed out, were the partnership with On New Jersey and their morning show, along with his Presidential Hope Fund, an initiative that dates all the way back to his time at King's College, and he eventually brought to Alvernia and then here. So just really cool. When it came to describing his time at Rider so far, Loyak joked that some days it feels like it's been 8 minutes, and then other times it feels like it's been 8 years. And I feel like that's the perfect way to explain how chaotic this year has been, especially coming into the university at such a crazy time. Like, I think, as journalists, it is our job to always question authority, but I also think there's, some grace to be had for, anybody coming in to this job and this position.
Yeah.
At a time like this. But you can read Caroline and I's co-byline story about Loyak's first year recap in our April 22nd edition of the Rider News, or by checking out theridernews.com. And for the last time, that is all I have for you guys in news today.
Oh, that's Grace's signature line.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Man, that was a packed segment in news for sure. And for our final features and entertainment segment of the year, I want to start off by discussing the Stomp Out Stigma Wellness Fest presented by the Counseling Center in a partnership with the Multicultural Studies program. So the event featured 42 different on and off campus organizations to show students how to build skills to support their well-being. Some of the Rider organizations that tabled were the Student Health Center, Black Men Unified, and the Rider Spanish Club. There were also various activities like a raffle, an obstacle course for a chance to win prizes, and a Rita's Italian ice truck. I know Grace and Will, you both were at this event. I wasn't there, but how was it? Tell me your thoughts. What did you like about it?
My club there, Club de Español, had a table. And it was a good event. I was mainly surprised to see the Rita's Italian ice truck. And I haven't had that in a minute. So I was really excited to see that. Grace and I both have a favorite flavor that we share. And that is Swedish fish.
Ooh,
Guys
so
had that
good.
one?
Yeah, so good.
It was pretty banger.
Yeah.
And we entered a raffle, but we didn't win, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No. Should have just grabbed that TV, though.
Right.
Just ran off with it.
Yeah.
It was a chill event, though.
Yeah, it was good. I really like it. I like that it was outside. I feel like that just aided to the wellness thing. I feel like maybe I misremembered, but I think last year it was inside, and so I don't think a lot of people got to go as much. But the Rita's truck was a very nice touch. I love a good Rita's.
I'm jealous that I missed the Ritas, man. But you can read all about the Stomp Out Stigma Wellness Fest in Morgan Dickens's April 15th article on theridernews.com. And moving on to one of our series in the Features Entertainment section, I want to talk about Rochelle Robles Arevalo, who is a student featured in our Senior Spotlight on our April 15th edition. So Rochelle is a senior English literature and elementary education double major with a certification in English and a second language and bilingual, wait, what am I saying? In English as a second language and bilingual education. Sorry, guys. That's just a lot. She's very, very gifted. So in the story written by Features and Entertainment editor Sofia Santiago, Rochelle spoke about her time at Rider as being filled with firsts. She's a first-generation college student. She won first place award for her writing, and she started her first day of student teaching at the start of the spring semester. So her passion for teaching came from a class that she took in high school called Tomorrow's Teachers, where she was assigned to observe a 5th grade classroom once a week. By taking this elective, Rochelle had the option to earn college credits from Rider, which put the institution on her radar. Now, in her time spent at Rider, she serves as the event coordinator of Rider's chapter of Kappa Delta Pi, which is an international honor society for education, and as a treasurer for the Student Education Association, and is a member of Rider's chapter of the International English Honor Society, Sigma Tau Delta. She clearly has a lot going on, and you can read more about Rochelle's journey at Rider by reading Sophia Santiago's story on the ridernews.com. And now I'm going to give the mic to the incoming managing editor, Cal Sutton, to close out features and entertainment for this week.
So to shine a light on a special study abroad program in Japan, for 9 days over spring break, the Office of International Education hosted a 300-level theater course called Arts Abroad, Performing Arts in Japan, created and led by Yoshinori Tenokura, an associate professor of theater and set design. Students were given the opportunity to earn 1 credit or attend the trip for their own experience. Performing arts experiences included a musical in Osaka, a no theater workshop in Kyoto, and many other cultural exchanges, allowing students to learn about Japanese aesthetics, societal values, and the impact of historical events like Hiroshima's atomic bombing. There was also a lot of free time built into the trip, and students were able to go to Disney World and Nintendo World. This was designed in this way because Tanokura emphasized the importance of students gaining independence and confidence through the experience. Check out Sophia Santiago's story on the Rider News' April 22nd edition on theridernews.com to learn more about this special trip. And that's all for features and entertainment.
Yes.
Nice.
Very, very
Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Grace and Caroline.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you. And Cal
And Cal and
Sam.
Sam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was good, because you guys
Yeah.
are seniors.
Right. Oh, wait,
So I was
what? No way. I'm a
kidding.
senior?
You guys are seniors?
What? I
I
was
thought we
totally
had
coming
another
back in
year.
the fall.
Yeah.
I thought we all were.
Super senior Grace. Sports editor Ben Shinault. Last sports section of the Rider News Roundup, the podcast. Josh. Look at Josh.
Yeah.
This is my child, okay?
Okay.
This is my child. And Josh, we're gonna start us off with beat coverage.
All right.
Why don't you put the mic a little closer?
Talk to yeah, okay.
Do you want him to do it?
But for beat this week for sports, we have baseball. They are doing still very well, 22-13 record, 16-5 in conference, which is really for a team like Rider what truly matters. And when you look at some of the storylines for them, they have the best team average in the MAC. And they are coming off some big series wins, especially important because they're winning the MAC series games. They've lost a couple of non-conference games, some tough opponents, some close losses, but really the games that do matter are these in-conference games, especially against a team like Fairfield, where they're the team that we lost to last year in the MAC final, and they're once again a strong program as expected. And we're kind of in that race with them. We won that series against them. We won that series against Marist, and then recently won 2 out of 3 against Manhattan, so that has allowed for Rider to stay at the top of the MAC so far. And that's kind of led by some good performances late in games. They've had some grand slams, some big hits, some strong pitching performances as well. But Eric Hartman has been really picking it up and moving himself up the rankings, as well as the kind of leader of the team with outfielder Kyle Neary continues to be top 5 in a variety of categories for the baseball team, and really helping them try and make that push back to the final, but not just make it, but to get into Omaha later in the season.
Yeah. I want to touch on baseball a little bit. I mean, I was writing my Kyle Neary feature, and I'm looking through like the MAC leaders, and there's so many Bronx out there. I mean, Eric Hartman, he's taken over like a lot of Kyle Neary spots. So.
And even pitching, like Aiello has done really well.
He's got 2 MAC Pitchers of the Week awards. Nick Schuett, he's probably the best catcher in the MAC.
Hitting a lot of doubles, extra base hits.
Not biased at all. But, I mean, baseball is cooking at the right time. They're taking a MAC week off. They're playing Monmouth this week, so we'll see what they do in there. But like Josh said, that stuff really doesn't matter. Like, it's a 3-game series. It could matter a little bit if I believe there's like a tiebreaker.
There's tiebreakers.
I think they might.
Goes to non-conference.
Yeah. So it's still a crucial, series, but baseball's really knocking the ball out of the ballpark like Charlie McGulick did in Game 3 of the Manhattan series. Bases juiced, tie game, bottom of the ninth. He didn't even need.
Tie game.
He just needed to put the ball in play, guys. Like, their
to get a
bases
steal.
were loaded. They were juiced up.
I just
right?
hope you know
They were
everything
busy.
you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know
There's
what
in
some
one ear,
traffic.
out the
There's some
other.
traffic on the base
Oh,
path.
no, yeah.
There's some traffic on the base path,
Yeah.
right?
I like
Charlie
that, though.
McGulick walks up to the plate, and he crushes a ball over the right field wall. Stadium in jubilation.
Wow, that's a big word for you.
Yeah.
Is that your word of day, Cal?
Everyone give a round of applause for Ben. Big word.
What does that mean?
Take the mic.
Like pure joy. Yeah, like pure joy.
Jubilee.
Yeah.
Talk softball.
All right.
Okay.
So then moving to softball, they are 22-19. They are 12-9 in conference. Fallon Stokel, 9 innings, 2 earned runs, and 5 strikeouts, and retired like 16 or 17 straight.
Yeah, let me add to that. So I was doing Bronx Vision on Saturday. I was working the audio, and I mean Fallon Stokel, she was just cooking. I mean, I don't know, like I kind of don't know the exact stat, but she retired like 16 or 17 straight batters. I think she gave up a walk or a hit by pitch. And then after that, like, she was locked down.
Yeah.
So, shout out Stokel. All right, Josh, continue.
But it's a tight race for positioning in the MAC, fighting for that kind of 6th spot. And the one thing with them is they've had a couple of games that have been canceled or moved around. They had that Lehigh game that got moved an hour. And then the games against Central Connecticut State both got canceled, which was supposed to be a doubleheader. Which, to be fair, that one's like as we were mentioning with baseball, it's a non-conference one, so it really isn't as impactful, but still you want to have those games and have that routine in, because missing those games kind of can impact that, and especially for players, that can be a big impact. But they're doing good so far, putting themselves in the race, and it's definitely going to be a little bit more difficult than the baseball side, because baseball's sitting at the top, but softball's still a very strong program this year and are fighting for a position in that MAC tournament.
Nice.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh.
Wait, can I
And
ask
then-
a question real quick that I probably should have asked like at the beginning of this whole sports podcast thing? So, like, why do the non-conference games matter?
That's a solid question, but I think when it comes to conference records, that's when it comes to seeding in the end of the season tournaments. So those are really just for that, and then out of conference.
I mean, out of conference, it's like pretty much to play against
Just-
tough opponents or however you want to style it. Sometimes it's for, like, they'll schedule it for money purposes. Like, basketball does that where they schedule some of the games where they went to Texas
Yeah.
because those teams will pay them to go there. So sometimes that's the case, but in baseball and softball's cases, I think it's more just to face different competition at different levels, different conferences, and just give a more like a stronger repertoire so that as you get deeper in the season, you've played against teams that are strong, that are all around the nation pretty much.
Because I think when Rider Baseball played Duke, I think my freshman or sophomore year, and they beat Duke, they also beat Oklahoma. Like Coach Davis later on in the season was like, with wins against Duke and Oklahoma, like bigger schools, then they know that they can play
I see.
teams and beat teams like that.
So it could be like a gauge sometimes.
Yeah, it could be.
see.
Like, yeah, if I beat Duke, then we got a really good team on our hands.
I see. I see.
Sounds
Thank
like
you.
Joshua knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
That's
why I got the
That's
job.
why you
That's
sports
why I got the job, right? Right? Okay.
Okay.
Lacrosse.
Yeah, there's
Seriously.
Don't
Okay. Why don't you like?
there's not as much with lacrosse. They won their home open, or they won the opening of the season. Have not had a win since, but they've had some younger players make some good performances. Specifically, like sophomore Maddie Iolo has been really good at getting her name into the books. Marissa Ross, who is a graduate, complete opposite spectrum, but really was able to hit some career milestones. So even though it wasn't the season they want, it's a young program. They're still trying to figure out recruit and everything. So it's really just kind of a learning curve to start with the program because of how new it is. And I think there are some pieces that they can work with in the future, but this season, it's one of those you'll just kind of put behind you.
And coming up this week, we got our Player of the Year features on Kyle Nearai on the men's side and Kenesha Santiago on the women's side. Kyle Nearai, you know, he's a quiet guy. I was talking to Coach Davis, and I'm roommates with a baseball player.
No way.
It's
It's not like you bring that up every time.
And he said, like, when Kyle is doing good, like, he's like, he's feeling good, he's laughing around the dugout. He's a quiet guy behind the scenes when they're not playing. But then, like, when he, like, strikes out, like, all hell will break loose. And I love that. I love that from a baseball player. It shows the intensity of Kyle Nearai, right? So that was definitely one of the questions I wanted to ask Coach Davis. I was like, I've heard through the grapevine that Kyle is, an intense player, to say the least. So it was cool to get that on Kyle. So read more coming up. And Sam, right?
Why did you hear your voice just switch?
Yeah. So you guys are both, tag teaming a story on Kenesha Santiago. So touch on that a little bit.
So with Kenesha Santiago, we kind of went through how she got started because she originally was from Puerto Rico and then came over in the middle of high school. So we just kind of dive into how she got in, how she got recruited by Coach Rotundo, and really just how she was able to achieve her success here at Rider, where they were able to make it to the final against the two-time reigning champs in Fairfield. And just how she's grown, what Coach Rotundo has told us, what Santiago told us herself. We were able to really express more like her success, but also a little bit behind who she is.
Anything to add?
Yeah, it was super cool to talk to her because, I'm pretty sure like everyone, if you know Rider Athletics, you know who Kenesha Santiago is. She was the MAC Player of the Year, not just like for Rider News Player of the Year, but the conference gave her that. So everyone kind of knows her around campus. So it was really cool to sit down and talk to her about her both on and off the volleyball court. Like me and her started talking about like how she likes to watch Stranger Things and stuff. So it was really cool to talk about that. But my favorite thing that she said was that this year when they made that run through the semifinals, they beat Quinnipiac, who was, I guess, ranked 2.
I think they were 2 in the tournament.
And her freshman year, they lost to Quinnipiac in the semifinals. So it was really this full circle moment, which I think was a super cool way to kind of culminate her time as a Rider Bronc.
That's awesome.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
Thank you, Ben. Yeah,
Ben.
that's all we have for you guys in this episode. You can check out all of our content on our website, theridernews.com, and follow us on our social medias. We have new social media managers, so a lot of new content coming up as well.
Yes.
We're on Instagram, Facebook, X, Blue Sky, TikTok. Anything else? Any other
that's
it. I
social
think that's
media?
it.
Yeah.
I think I hit all the markers.
Yeah, all of the social media platforms. Oh yeah, we'll get a Snapchat.
Yeah.
We'll have a private story. We'll add everybody. Yeah, and then it's like inside the newsroom, like what goes on inside.
Wait,
like
I'm
selfies.
so into that.
Streaks. We start streaks with like the Bronc and like.
Oh my
Anyways, yeah, we'll let them know. We'll let our social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll run it by them.
Okay, I think before we conclude, I think we should take a moment to reflect
Okay.
on our
Okay.
experience.
Yeah.
Can I get that multi-view X4,
Oh.
Abby, right, please?
Oh.
Thank you.
Period.
Thank you, Abby.
Reflection time.
I think we should all
Reflection.
go around
Oh.
and say what our biggest takeaway from doing the Rider News Roundup podcast is.
Okay.
Yes. Who would like to start? Not me.
Okay, I can start. I think I'm really glad that we did this podcast. I like that it was kind of I keep thinking about like John Moses. He said this, not him, I'm not thinking about him, but he said this at the beginning of the year that like this would be our legacy, because like this is our first time we're doing this obviously, and we're leaving it behind. And I like the idea of that, like, when I think back on this year, like there's a lot of things that we've done, but I feel like this podcast is obviously one of the more new things, and it's cool to know that we'll be leaving it behind in good hands, and like it'll continue to grow and expand. And I'm really thankful that we were able to do this and like take this big step, and like because we didn't know this was gonna be. It could have been anything, but we made it into something, and I like that. So yeah, that's my biggest takeaway.
Our legacy.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Anybody else? Then I know you're just itching to say something.
No. every
Ever since I was a little boy, I always wanted to.
every beginning of the month we had the horoscopes, right? And
Your
before
favorite segment.
before I came to college, I didn't know what a horoscope was. I thought it was something you look at the sky. I thought it was like a microscope.
You thought you mean a telescope?
Yes.
A
That's what I
microscope?
thought it was. So,
He has no idea what he's talking about.
Oh my
you know, the
god.
horoscopes I look forward to them. I look forward to the design team. And
That's your
what they-
biggest takeaway from this podcast?
You don't even
I've
like
done
horoscopes.
podcasts before.
Yeah, from
Okay.
our
From
podcast.
From our podcast.
Maybe like, oh, hanging out with us
Yeah,
for an
well,
hour
that was good.
every
I
week.
liked, yeah, I
Every
like
week.
the camaraderie.
Yeah,
Yes,
camaraderie.
big word. 2 big words in one
Y'all get
podcast.
jailed up.
It was just a pause.
I like the horoscopes,
come-
and I like putting my multimedia journalism major to the test.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Caroline.
Nice.
That's literally what I was gonna say. So,
Oh.
anyways, I really enjoyed this because we all grew our bond together. I really have always looked forward to every other Thursday when we come in here and film. And yeah, like you said, I mean, we have this those constant. I don't know if we still have the concentrations in journalism anymore. There's like the multimedia and the broadcast. But I was always kind of disappointed, I guess, that I never put myself out there to like kind of use like a more broadcast journalism experience or like take advantage of it, Ryder. So I feel like this gave that to all of us, and I'm really happy that we all kind of got that under our belts, and we can say that we did something like this. And like Grace said, it's a great thing to leave behind. And yeah, I'm just really proud of what we did this semester, this whole year, not just this
Yeah.
semester. Yeah, this is
year.
awesome.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this experience. You know, I was always jubilated to walk into this room. Yeah. Okay. Well, no big words. I guess. Okay.
Only Ben can say big words.
Okay, right. Anyway, as I was saying, I was ecstatic to walk into this room
Okay.
every day.
Every day.
Every other Thursday.
Every day.
Not every day. Would not want to do this every day, so sorry. But every other Thursday, I was excited to see you guys and really grow our bond together. You know, 2 weeks ago, we were doing like a little ASMR version of it, just on our free time, you know, not on company time.
Yeah.
But I think it was just like a testament to sort of how our friendship has grown with each other. This is kind of where I found out Ben was funny. I
Yeah,
also
same
had
for
that
Caroline as
realization
well.
as
Oh my
Caroline.
gosh, same.
You know, I haven't known Ben for 4 years the way you have.
True.
But
Shame on you, Caroline.
I did figure that out, you know, during the podcast. I'm like, wait, Ben's kind of funny.
He has his
yeah,
I
moments.
can give you that. Just a little bit.
Let's
though.
not inflate his ego.
Yeah, no, not like too much. But
Okay.
Ben's a funny guy.
Thank
you know,
you.
and you guys are funny girls.
Oh,
Girl.
thank you. I don't really know. I can get that.
And you're funny too.
Yeah, you do. Make us
I was
laugh.
waiting for that
Yeah.
I got
one.
you always.
Yeah. It's always going to be your hype woman.
Thank you. I'm gonna miss that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just great to sort of build my repertoire and add this
big word.
to my resume and my experience.
Yeah.
So overall, it was just a great thing to take away, even though editing it sometimes was a pain.
Yeah.
And Wells had some long
but-
nights.
Yeah. But I'm, you know, putting the steps, trying to figure stuff out, and hopefully Abby Ray over here has a much smoother run at things. Hopefully that will be my legacy. Just teaching people how to like not be stuck trying to figure
Go
out how to
crazy.
actually
You'll
get
be
the
better than
proper.
Oh,
Period.
yeah.
Yeah, actually,
Mentoring
yeah,
them.
you know,
Yeah.
exactly.
You
It
know,
was
I like the way you
work in
put that. This was
progress.
all a learning experience.
Exactly.
Like,
very
was
much
every episode perfect? No. Probably none of them.
Definitely not. Last week was close. We almost got there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we got there today. You know,
did.
this
Yes.
one will be a perfect one.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not jinx it.
Yeah.
This is a good reflection. Thank you
Yes.
for bringing
No,
Good
this up.
idea.
Do you guys like to go around and say something you're excited about for the podcast?
Yeah.
I'm just excited to. Well, I like being in the station, but I don't have a show, so I always like when I have to come in here for the Rider News Roundup. But now I get to spend more time, and also then I'm not by myself because you film the Roundup by yourself. So now I get to bond with my fellow editors, which I'm already friends with them. So it's gonna be exciting to grow closer, and yeah, I'm just excited for next year to work with everybody.
Yeah. Maybe you'll discover that Josh is really funny. as
I
well.
know that.
Yeah.
Maybe you
maybe I'll
discover
discover
Cal's
I'm funny.
funny.
Oh.
There you go.
Yay!
But I look forward to being able to express my thoughts in a different form than I have before, because I've done shows here, I do stuff at the station, but this is something that will be different with a different group of people, and to be able to bond and understand more about others, I think will be really fun while expressing the stories that we are writing.
Nice.
So I think like just generally, I'm really excited to be like stepping into a new position, and then like also like having this like, I guess like opportunity, responsibility like placed and being able to like do it. I think is just really fun to be able to like execute. Like being here today, that's been fun. I've just been like giggly. It's fun. So I hope that next year it'll be like that too.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I think this podcast really like makes you come out of your shell, and like you get really like used to being around the people, so it's really nice.
I'm sure Abby Ray is very excited too. Right, Abby?
Yes.
Giving me a big smile right
Yes.
now, guys.
And that's really all we have for you guys this time. The last episode of the semester.
Wait,
Next
can
time.
we keep filming?
Oh.
Be here all day, guys.
Yeah. 24-hour challenge. Let's see how long we can stay on there.
Take long to export, but sure.
Long to edit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But it's okay, guys. Next time you tune into the podcast, you'll see some familiar faces.
Yes.
So it'll be nice.
Question mark faces.
Right. Who are they? It'll be fun.
Click to find out.
I love that.
We should make like clickbaity titles.
Yeah, shit.
Three people like came in and like took over our podcast, not clickbait.
I think that's a perfect title. That's perfect.
I didn't know where that was going.
I was on the edge of my seat there.
Yeah, you were want to click
Yeah, I would
it. Yeah,
click
you were.
that.
It was real life clickbait. Okay, guys, that's all we have for you today. So one last time, let's all say bye. Wait, we should do like hearts.
Oh, we should.
Yes.
wait.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, great.
All
right.
Yeah, we'll say
Bye.
bye. See you next time.
Well, you won't. Awkward. That awkward moment when he thinks he's coming back.
I'm gonna like get held back just to be here.
Yeah, can you?
I will, actually, yeah.
You're like, I told you I'd be back.
That's all the important information we have for the day. Thank you for listening to the Rider News Roundup, the podcast. To stay up to date on new episodes, listen to past episodes, and know everything happening at 2083 Lawrenceville Road, go to 1077thebronx.com/Rider News Roundup.